fires we're cast upon, on the flames we shall become. I believe in a common calling, where our temples pray as one. I believe in the word of wonder and a kingdom.
The voice of bodybuilding has spoken. Bob Ciccarillo said Nick Walker won't ever win the Olympia. So let's look at what he said on the Cutler cast right here. Um, it is on Instagram. Let's listen to it.
I got to shoot that right there. I mean,
You don't think? Listen,
I
you
shouldn't
see,
say no. I mean,
that's
listen,
what I
could
mean.
he win it?
Anything's possible.
Anything is possible, but you would have so many
If,
people.
listen, if the stars aligned,
You'd have 4 people who have to.
you don't think
and they're
2
all
years
time
ago?
worst.
You don't think 2 years ago?
I think 2 years ago he could have maybe,
Potentially.
but he's not going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like what I just saw. He just put out some proclamation. He's got the 306.
Yeah.
Now he's going to start. And I'm thinking, why would you get anywhere past? You didn't lose your last show because you weren't big enough.
Okay.
So, what are your thoughts on that?
I think he has a point. I mean, I don't get why Nick Walker would get that high in body weight. I think that's almost 50 pounds above his stage weight. I think he's not that tall, so he was like almost always around 255 on stage, and he is huge. Um, on the other hand, yes, I think he wants to work on his quad sweep, so therefore, you have to get a little heavier. Do you have to get 50 pounds overweight? I don't think so. It's also very unhealthy. To be honest, he doesn't look the healthiest, but who knows? This varicose veins, maybe they're all fine and it's just genetics. Um, I think Bob has a point in so far that I mean the other guys are just more aesthetic and the symmetry and proportion is just way better than Nick's. So Nick really has to come in at 1000%. His waist has to be controlled as hell, and the other guys have to not nail it for him to, yeah, kick him out. Then there's also Fitzwater coming up, who is way more aesthetic. So another guy he would have to knock out. So that's 3 people, 4 people ahead of him that will have to not get in shape, and the other people behind him also can't get better at the same time. So it's going to be a really difficult thing because it's hard for me to believe that Nick can get any better right now than what he was. And when I look at him at the New York Pro, he won in 21, I think.
Mm-hmm.
His lines look better, and his quality was a little better. Maybe he can get that back and have some added size. Maybe he's not over his like past his best, but it's hard to believe that he could. But as Jay said, like you never know. So there could be a year where some people are injured and not in shape, and then it can happen. But as he said, the stars really have to align for him, is what I believe. What do you think?
Well, traditionally, he's always gotten like 300 pounds in the off season throughout his career, even when he was when I first met him, I met him with Luke at the LA Fit Expo. This is before he turned pro.
Mm-hmm.
And he was 300 something. He was just massive. He told me
that was the show I won the overall and qualified for the North Americans. And at the North Americans, I turned pro when he turned pro.
So yeah, but I saw him before he turned pro at the LA Fit Expo. He told me he could barely tie his shoelaces. So he's done that before. The problem is, I think he's had problems the last couple of years, coming in right. And I think it's just over time, I think he's becoming more insulin resistant, and the problem is once your body's just going in that direction, it's kind of hard to pull it back in the other direction. It can be done, but it's hard. The other thing, like you said, aesthetically, the other guys are more aesthetic. Like Martin is more aesthetic. I actually thought Martin should have beat him at that last New York Pro that they both competed in. So
I was there, so I could see both sides, but Martin, you could just tell Martin is actually the better bodybuilder, when it comes to what's actually required. But Nick edged him out a little bit on some poses and size and somewhat quality, but Martin was close. Like the Martin of last year's Olympia would have beat him easily.
and I think there was, Martin going into that, Nick was a favorite going into it. So the
Mm.
judges probably had Nick on their mind.
And it's his home crowd.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, I think he's going to have a hard time just with the shape and structure. Like Martin has that vacuum and the small waists going on compared to him. So does Derek. So does Hottie, and so does Samson. And even Andrew Jack has a small waist, although we haven't seen Andrew Jack coming in his best.
yeah. All right, that's 5 people already. If you count in Andrew Jack as well, if he comes in finally in a let's say 95%, because I think we've seen him at like not even 90. That was his
Yeah,
best. The Texas show that one
right.
year, and that was not even 90%. The guy just has to work harder or whatever he's doing wrong. I don't know. But I think Nick should really get like everything scanned, like a visceral fat scan, like some organ scans, and see how he can pull his stomach back in. Because look at Dave Palumbo. I mean, he had the biggest gut, and now, I mean, of course, he's not on steroids and everything and not eating as much, but he got his gut back. Ben Pakulski. Nick should ask Ben Pakulski. Um, I think Rudy Winkler got his gut down because he had food poisoning. I was told that year where he looked his best, he actually had food poisoning, and that's what actually made him look best because he couldn't eat. So that's interesting. But um, there's ways, and people have done it. So consult the people that have done it and bite in the we say in German, bite in the bitter apple
Well, the
and
problem,
suck it down and do it whatever it needs. If you need to like stop the growth for a while and get your insulin sensitivity back and eat a little less, just do it. You have enough size, but it's always hard mind for the mindset of those guys to yeah uh, you know be afraid. They're so afraid of losing size.
well,
I
the
think that's
problem, the problem he has is, in order to maintain the size that he has to eat a huge amount of food, and if he stops eating the food, he's going to lose the size and the fullness. So,
I
I
don't
mean,
know
like
if he yeah.
I can tell you on myself, like I'm a little bit insulin resistant, and just last week with my dog passing away, I just didn't eat as much as I normally do, and yeah, my waist got smaller just last week. I mean, I don't know if my waist actually got smaller, but I'm not distended at all. It's like flat, really
Yeah.
flat. But I'm also flat all over my whole body
Yeah.
because normally I have to eat tons of food just to stay full, and I was a little weaker in the gym. Weights, everything felt heavier because I'm a little flat, depleted, just because I just ate less.
But I
So
think he's not that high on calories. I think he's around 5,000 or so. So he could blend something down. I think he could do some things to not have to stuff himself too much and keep his weight like at least from a standpoint of how full his gut is going to be and how like stuffed his uh gastro tact is. So I would say I think it's doable, man. I think it's doable. I don't know how good he holds on to muscle, but I think he holds on pretty well. I don't know if he's someone who has that crazy fast of a metabolism, but if he does, then yeah, that's a little bit of that's going to be tough.
I know,
But
like
I
with
know, yeah,
myself, like literally from day to day, if I go like one day, and I don't eat very well and then I go to train, I'm weaker in that workout just because I missed a few meals. It's that quick.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like if
And
he's someone like that, yeah, it's gonna be tough.
then then I eat and I'm full and I'm stronger, but I'll have a little bit of distension because I just ate, 4 or 5 meals of food. So it's it's kind of a tricky thing.
But I don't think his waste is only food. I think it's a lot of things combined, and that's why I said I would try to get a scan and see what's going on inside me, because like also can get my midsection stuff, and obviously I can't pull a vacuum that much, but my midsection also doesn't get that wide, so I think there's more behind it than just the food. We've never seen like anything like that in the 80s or so. And Gary Stridham, for example, was someone who's like pounding food like crazy.
Yeah,
Also
but
a 7,000 calorie guy,
the
but he had
difference,
nowhere near the stomach.
yeah, but they weren't we and I did the same thing in the 80s. I could eat like literally go to In and Out Burger
Yeah.
3 times a day, stay shredded. I remember I saw Milos before I was getting ready for nationals one year, and I was peeled and I was eating In and Out Burger like just to hold on to my weight
Mhm.
at least once or twice a day. And but we weren't using growth hormone,
Yeah.
so that's the main thing. Yeah, you take out the insulin and the GH, and yeah, that's you're good. The waste is not, no matter how much food you eat, it's not going to be like that because it's just not processing the same way. But at the same time, you take out the insulin and GH, you're also not the same size and fullness.
Yeah, but I think in the short term, the insulin GH is really just fullness. So if he looks a little less full, it's just a look. It's maybe psychologically hard for him, but it's not actual muscle loss because as soon as he puts them back in, he'll fill out again. And for show day, he has to do what he has to do. But if he really, gets everything back to a good waistline, and then he takes a little bit of like he starts taking GH and insulin again just for show, to fill out or so. I don't I
No,
don't see
the
I
problem
don't
is
see the gut.
as soon as he takes the GH and insulin and he starts eating carbs, his stomach's going to blow up.
Yeah.
That's why this is something that a lot of these female pros are doing, and I don't know if male pros are doing it. Instead of carb loading, they're doing fat loading
Mhm.
because they're on all this growth hormone. They can't digest the carbs without insulin, so they fat load to fill out. And I don't know if that's going to work on a male bodybuilder that size, but I think it
I don't
could.
I don't think so. I don't think it will, but yeah. Yeah,
But
if the, he's not that lucky probably that he's that round, like a Dexter Jackson or someone, and can get away with not loading as much. So that's also an issue. But like there's people that take insulin and GH, and their stomachs are not blowing up right away. So I think once he would get that back to normal, and get healthy and maybe get his visceral fat and organ fat, um, get rid of that. He could use some peptides as well to you know improve that. But I don't think he will try it because like I said, a Ruli Winkler also got his gut in order, and he didn't lose any size on the way. You could argue maybe Ruli Winkler is more gifted. Obviously humans are different, but I don't think he really tried. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think he really tried because he's too afraid to lose almost his personality, because that's his thing, being the huge guy. And he's probably just afraid to. He identifies so much with being the huge guy, being that Nick Walker that everyone, at least every of his fans loves. and likes and what he stands for, that he's probably just too afraid to try. I don't. That's just speculation. I could be totally wrong
I don't
and
know if
do him
it's
injustice,
I don't
but
know if it's like
yeah,
a fear thing so much as that he has to be the huge guy because that's the only advantage he has over the other guys is being bigger and more shredded because aesthetically he's not going to beat them.
yeah. But the thing is, if he tries, he might not lose all the muscle that he has over the others. Maybe he can
He
maintain it.
when he came in
So
second to Samson at the Arnold, what was it on? Was that 2 or 3 years ago now?
23, I guess. Last year, it was last year, so 23.
Yeah, was it 23 that he came in second?
I think so.
So
No, not. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it must have been 23. I think 22 he won it. Didn't
right,
he win one? Yeah,
yeah, he won it, and then the following year Samson beat him.
yeah,
And in my opinion, thought Nick should have won because he was huge and he was peeled out of his mind, and Samson wasn't just all that at that point.
yeah.
But in his recent updates, he looks pretty good. Let me see if I can pull up some recent updates of Nick Walker. Let's see.
I mean, he's pretty heavy for that size. He looks pretty good. Maybe he can control it. Maybe he can just suck it in. Um,
Let's see.
Sometimes people have an extended stomach when they walk around, but if they try hard, they can suck it in the pose, and that's all that matters. No one cares if he lets it hang after the show. Just while he's on stage, he can't let it hang out. And yeah, wow, he's
Let's see.
1.5 million now. I think I started following him at 30,000 or so.
So
Yeah,
here's
there we
a
go. I think
recent.
that's the recent. But that's always what he posts. This shot, like you can't see anything of his waist,
Yeah, he
and he's
covers up his waist.
obviously huge and full. And I mean, yeah, he's 306 pounds, they say, but I mean, he still has like veins showing on his quads, so he's not fat. Maybe he really is gonna up his stage weight. Who knows?
I
Maybe
don't
he's
think
gonna
he ever
go.
really gets
Yeah,
fat. I've
yeah.
never seen him fat. Well,
Never seen him
actually,
really fat.
the first time I saw him bulked up, he was a little fat, but he generally stays pretty lean.
Yeah. A few weeks ago, he was a little fat. That ab shot, I mean, fat, which of course not really fat, but for Nick Walker, he was fat. Let's say, right?
Hmm.
Like that was interesting that he posted that shot because that doesn't look good actually. I mean, for off
You said
season,
it
it's
doesn't look.
fine, but I don't think it looks good. I think for off season, it's fine, obviously, but I wouldn't have posted that if I was him because look, he flexes his abs, but he can't flex them in.
You
They're
can't pull his
coming out.
stomach in,
Yeah,
and
like
that's
it's
exactly what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Because he's full of food.
Yeah, probably. Like off season is probably that's going to
Yeah,
be way different. Once he
literally
is like
literally full
deficit.
of food.
Yeah,
And but this is a better picture. I don't know how long ago was this?
January 29th, like a month ago, 3 weeks ago.
He look, his midsection looks better there.
Yeah,
So I would say this is probably taken first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, right when he wakes up.
could be. But yeah, it doesn't look bad. I'm excited to see what he's going to bring. I think he just injured himself, right? But it was just a minor injury. Didn't he just
Mm,
had something?
I didn't hear
I
about
heard there
that.
was. Yeah, I heard there was some minor injury. Not sure. But like if it would have been big, like a big thing, and he wouldn't have been able to to the next show, we would know. So I guess he's going to do Pittsburgh, right?
He's doing
And
Pittsburgh. He's going against Martin and
New York too.
yeah, New York and Pittsburgh. And he's going against Martin and what is that new guy? Russian guy, kid.
Oh, Oleg, good veto.
Good veto. Yes.
I mean, I'm really excited for him. He looked really good last year when he lost against Fitzwater. There was good arguments to make that he could have won that already, and he looks like his progress is insane. Maybe he just gets mega full in the off season, and then come show day, he loses a lot of that. But this guy is really, really, yeah. Second one, first one is good shit. It was already showing up. Yeah, first one there. Ugolnikov, Vitaly Ugolnikov. Yeah,
I just
let's
saw an
see.
update from him
Yeah,
recently, and it was pretty damn impressive.
yeah. Now that don't go on that one. That's I mean that's good, but that's from 2023. That was a pinned one.
Oh,
The first three are usually pinned ones. The first two. Okay, let's see. So this one is recent here on the
this
left,
year.
on my left. Yes,
That looks
that looks good.
insane.
Yeah, and he's already super lean. He's way ahead if you compare that to the other guys. Way ahead.
Well, yeah, someone was saying he's competing in Arnold, Brazil.
Hmm
I think
I think he's
that's
taller than Nick, isn't he? He looks tall.
he competed against Martin last year, and I want to
I
say that
think it was a
he didn't
little
look
taller
much
than
taller standing next to Martin.
Yeah.
And Martin's, I've stood right next to Martin many times. He's like 5'6".
Yeah.
I think they're all about the same height. He might look taller just because, the way he's put together. The problem with this guy, is his backside. From the front, it's all there, but the backside is weak compared to the front.
Let's see if
You know,
we can show something. Usually the people don't show their back shots if they're weak. They-
yeah,
Oh, there you go. But that's a little bad lighting too. He leans back so much. Can't really tell. I think that his back wasn't that horrible last year. Uh, let me.
no, it's not. It's not terrible, but when he sends somebody with a really great back, but it looks. It's actually right here. It looks a little better, actually. But of course, his off season not in shape.
Oh, I have a great video.
So
I have a great video. I'll share it. Let me share it. Share screen.
okay.
Really good video from last year's Detroit Pro. You see it?
Yeah,
I mean, that's a great shape, huh?
yeah, it's pretty. This is where he got second to Martin, right?
Yeah. Ah, man, that back shot was very, very short. But you could tell in the back shot, yeah, it's not that thick, and his lats start a little high. That's not
Yeah,
that, but reminds me a little of
and
Justin Compton, but with less flesh. A
yeah,
little
and
bit Justin Compton, right?
when we say his back is weak, we're not saying like he doesn't have a
Not
back.
terrible.
What I'm
Yeah.
saying, it's compared to Nick or Martin or Derek or
Yeah.
Hottie. Yeah,
We're comparing to world class. We're comparing to the best of the best.
right. Well, that's who he's going to be
Yeah,
competing against.
yeah. Because
So
if people
it's
are
not like
always like,
he's
"What are
weak.
you talking about?" We're like, "This is world class. What we're talking about." So it's high, 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 high level criticism. We're not saying that we're better. If people love to say that, "Oh, you think you're better?" No, we're just like it's like your football commentator, and now you're not allowed to speak anymore because you're not better than Patrick Mahomes. Like, yeah, okay, cool, then no one can talk anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
again, we're nitpicking here and
yeah.
comparing him to the top in the world when we
But
say he
I
has a
think,
weak
yeah,
back. It doesn't
But I
mean he
think
has a
great
weak back
potential.
compared to everybody else. It's just compared to those guys that have a crazy back.
I think he could get like into the top 6 of the Olympia, to be honest. If he
I
put
think it's
on a low
possible.
size last year, he has great, like very great shape from the front, from the side, the shredness. When like look, what's his name? Not Samson Dowda, Andrew Jacked.
Mhm.
If he comes in like his normal 85% and Vito like put on a little bit of size and comes in shredded, I would be saying that Vito can beat him, to be honest. Like I think the guy looks amazing. And even
No,
on stage, because we've seen him on stage. It's not like I'm comparing just Instagram. We've seen him on stage and he held his own against Martin. He was like, that was pretty close. Oh,
right.
here we can see we can look at let's look at this. I have the comparison here. Um, there's a little ad going. Okay. Ba-bum, ba-bum. It's cool that I can share as well, I gotta say. Share
Yeah.
screen. So here we go.
Oh, go next stress of power.
Yeah,
Yeah, he looks pretty damn good there, even next to Martin.
yeah,
See, that's what I mean. The back.
yeah. But his legs from the
Oh, his
back
legs
are
are
huge.
crazy.
Yeah,
They,
and really
yeah,
good
his legs
detail.
are insane.
Yeah. So if he brought up his back a little bit, I mean, and he
Yeah, but I
gets in
don't think
shape,
I don't. He's missing like 20 pounds of muscle back there.
that's
It's
true.
not
That
like
you're right.
it's not. It's
You're
not
right.
like, oh, just like bring fill out or something. It's not that. If
Yeah.
you look at
But
that
I'm
back
yeah,
compared to Martin, he's missing like 20 pounds of meat.
that's true.
I
But
mean, from
I'm
the
not
front.
saying yeah. I'm not saying he would be like Mr. Olympia, but definitely top 10. Definitely the top 10. I don't
Oh
think
yeah,
there's 10 better I don't think there's 10 better bodybuilders than him. I don't think so. And
I would
and
agree with that.
and even if he gets even better, and the guy's like freakishly young. I don't know how young, but he's definitely not 30. I think he's somewhere like Martin, like we're 25 or something. It's like crazy young. So
So
look on the
let's
left, he looks even a little better. So he was like, yeah, pretty good, man.
let's we did some Arnold predictions a few weeks back, but now there's been some
Yeah,
more recent updates.
yeah.
And
Is someone dropped out, right? Didn't someone drop out?
who
I don't know. Didn't someone drop out? I'll check the lineup again. Where can you see it? I'm on the website.
on the Arnold website?
Yeah, schedule, maybe schedule. No, sports, bodybuilding. Ah, there you go. There we
Got
have
it.
the competitors. Yeah. So you see it? There's the lineup.
Yeah,
So from the latest updates, do you have anything changing in your view from what we said last time? You
yeah,
think someone will be higher up than we predicted initially?
yeah.
Okay.
So let's start with Samson. Pull up Samson.
Yep. I don't think I can.
Oh,
Yeah, I can just zoom in. There's no picture.
here
Well, you want to show
Samson.
something
You go
from
to
his
Samson's
Instagram?
Instagram.
Yeah, yeah. Let I can't go to Instagram here because on
I can.
Chrome I'm not logged in. So you do that. Oh, I'm blocked by Samson, by the way. I couldn't even get on his Instagram.
Seriously?
I I remember like I texted with him like years ago. And then he had this Japan show where he had to quarantine. And obviously it was a horrible situation for him, and I feel for him, I gotta say.
What is his
But
Instagram? I'm not finding it.
just put in Samson Dauda. I think it's a double underscore, but I think Samson by itself, it will already show up. And so so I told him like you gotta like up the pace, like you're not be shredded enough. And he was so pissed about it that he blocked me. But he got second because he wasn't shredded enough. I was right. I just wanted him to win. So I told him, you know, dude, like go for it, like balls to the walls. You got to get leaner. And he was pissed. I was right, but it didn't help my case. It's funny. Like a lot of bodybuilders are so so sensitive.
You told him
If
this
I
in
could,
person or online?
no, online. I always, if I criticize someone, I never do that because I want to put them down. I want to tell them like I just want to help them. But I stopped doing it at all because people are so sensitive. So I'm like, okay, like whatever.
Yeah,
Like a
for
lot
him
of
to
people,
block you, that's just
yeah,
pretty weak.
yeah.
Let me
I don't
see.
know. Yeah, it's a little sad. I like the guy actually. I think he's a super nice guy, and he was just
So
like very sensitive. Yeah,
he looks
jeez,
to me
huge,
bigger
insane.
and harder than I've ever seen him. Look at the
This by
arms.
itself, the arm separation here looks better than I've ever seen it on him because his
Yeah,
arm separation was always a little lacking. Like it was a little blurry, that looks really crazy. And even though it's a little small on my screen, I can already tell, yeah, it's pretty
well, this
crazy.
is him opening up his new gym.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's doing his
But
same
yeah, he
thing by
looks
himself, right? Just him and his wife again.
with it. I think with his wife, yeah,
Hmm.
his he looks bigger and harder than I've ever seen him.
Yeah. This alone shows like crazy separation.
Yeah, 1.5 weeks out.
It's crazy to see that he's still getting better. He'd be like, okay, not like now it's gonna slow down. It's like next time it's like boom, another one. You're like, okay, now that's it. And then next show, bam, put something on top. But what he has to still bring is 100% conditioning that will be lights out. Even though I think Andrew Jacked has a better shape, Samson is so ahead in terms of muscle mass, and his posing is great. I gotta say, his posing is really good. Besides his front lat spread, I think that's horrible. I think he pulls his elbow too far forward and makes his shoulders flat by pulling them too far forward. These guys that pose like this, almost shrugging a
Yeah,
little bit, and that's what he does a little bit. Maybe he'll get that in order. Then it will be everything's going to be great. But that's the pose I don't really like on him.
let's see.
The guy won so much in prize money last year. It's crazy. Usually, you think like bodybuilders can never like live
So
up
this
prize money.
picture is from um, where is this from?
Oh, the show before the Olympia. I think this French show that he
Okay,
did last year before the Olympia. I think that was 2 weeks out. Like and everyone's like, "Oh, he's not really in shape." And everyone's like, "Yeah, cool, but it's a warm up show." And then I think his wife told him like, "Up the cardio. We got to get, uh, you know, in a little better shape." And then yeah, he won the Olympia.
I still don't
So,
think he was.
nah, he
Even when he
wasn't.
won the Olympia, I don't think he was
No.
as conditioned as he should have been.
Same with Brandon Curry. When Brandon won the Olympia, dude, he was not 100% at all. That was a lucky year. That was the year where the door was wide open for everyone, and Brandon with 90% won the thing. I actually thought I think that year Bonek I would have given it to Bonek, but yeah, he might not be that aesthetic. And Brandon's back was crazy back then. I mean, it's still crazy, but that was really good. So your thought is like Samson will run away with it because he'll be more shredded, so even better than we've ever seen.
I I thought Derek had a good shot of beating him, and I still think he could, but
Mhm.
based on these the most recent updates, he looks pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I
Let's
mean,
check
this is
Derek updates.
I'll pull up
Let's go
Derek.
on Derek. Go on the search on the left. Um, yeah, Derek. When I saw a little side by side, I was like, Derek's front biceps, front double, looks really way more aesthetic. Um, but yeah, Derek has always this tiny film in the front double that he has to get rid of. Oh, that's current. That looks great.
Let's see. When does this
Looks good.
say?
His legs are still full. One day ago, this past week.
Yeah, that's a pretty damn good picture right
Yeah.
there. I
And his
mean,
legs are still full. Yeah.
he was looking a little watery um couple weeks back, but right here, I mean, that looks pretty damn good.
Yeah. There's more pictures. Yeah. Did you see that? On this post was many pictures.
Let me see.
If you go back to that post, maybe there's
On
more
the
of his
Instagram,
physique. Yeah, yeah. The first post we had on his
on the
Instagram,
same one.
on the same one.
Yeah, yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm going scrolling through them.
No, I think that's you
Where's the
go from
pictures?
one post to the next, right? Click,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Close
Let me
it,
go
close
back
it,
to here.
and go back on that one, and then use the arrows there, right there, the tiny arrow on the picture, not the big on the side.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah, yeah, that one exactly. Okay. Oh, he trained with Ramon. Okay.
He's training with Ramon, huh? Yeah, so he's looking pretty damn full, and conditioning looks like it's coming in. And he still has his legs.
Is
This is
he
a week
now?
and a half out.
Who's coaching him now? Cito, right?
Yes.
I think Cito is.
Yeah, Cito's
Yeah,
coaching him. That looks pretty damn,
looks good.
conditioned and full. And he looks
Yeah, that's going to be
pretty gnarly right
interesting.
there.
I think the most interesting thing, everyone will look at his legs when he gets on stage, if he can keep the fullness, because that was always his thing that he lost fullness on his legs. When off season, you're like, what tree trunks are that? And then when he gets on stage, it's like, ah. So he was in Brazil because there was this Brazilian coach too that apparently has been doing his training, or they all came up to him. But I think, yeah, oh no, they came to him coming all the way from Brazil. Wow.
Right.
Okay. Maybe they also will all go to the Arnolds, so they come here and then uh, go to the Arnolds after. That makes sense. Yeah. So I mean, it could. Yeah, both people could win. It can also always happen some shit in the last minutes and someone spills and then the other one nails it. If Derek nails it 100% and Samson has
Yeah,
some
that
some
picture right there,
issues,
his legs are still there. That's a week and a half out.
yeah.
If he
So
just
let's
doesn't
let's
screw up
yeah.
in this last week, I think he's gonna give Samson a real run for his money. But
I'm gonna can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it.
I don't know. I think politically right now though, Samson is really like favored in a lot of people's minds. Even
I
though
don't even
the
know.
judging's not supposed to be based on that, I think it is.
But I think they're also thinking of storyline. So even if they were political, if they let like Derek win now, the Olympia would be so like interesting. There would be even more enthusiasm and people would be wondering and speculating, and it would make maybe even more noise. So you could argue both ways. I don't know. You could argue
Well,
they want to keep the champion because he's doing a great job, but they could also argue, oh, let's do Arnold champ against Olympia champ. Now the 1-1 against the other one. It's going back and forth. What a rivalry. They could also see it that way. Make a big rivalry out
Traditionally,
of it.
though, traditionally though,
Yeah, that's true.
Arnold favors taller, more aesthetic competitors. I think that's what Arnold likes. I mean, if you look at the people that have won the Arnold,
Yeah. Bonnet won the Arnold before.
yeah, he did.
Branch Warren won the Arnold before. I don't think you remember when Kai Green won? I think Arnold didn't like it. He was like on stage saying, "Now
Well,
let's show a vacuum pose," and Kai Green couldn't do the vacuum, and he was like, "Fantastic vacuum." He wanted to mock him winning.
yeah.
That was crazy. So I
Well,
don't know.
when
Like I think Arnold is out of the picture there. Really, I think in the classic maybe be like they're more like okay, like Wesley Viscerus is great for the Arnolds, but he also brought it. So yeah, it's hard to tell. I don't know. Maybe
when
maybe you're
Nick
right.
won the Arnold, Arnold wouldn't even acknowledge him on stage. I don't think he even went on the stage.
Yeah, but
He
it
always
shows you
goes
that
on
he has
stage and
nothing.
talks to the competitors. He didn't do that with Nick.
But it shows you he has nothing to say. Even when I talked to him because he's at the gym, right? When I talked to him about the Arnolds, it was 2 years ago. I was thinking about applying to do it, and he said he has nothing to do with the application. That's all Jim Mannion. I mean, I bet he could have asked Jim Mannion, like, let this guy, give him a head, like, give him a go. He can compete if he would, contact him. But he
Right.
said he's doing nothing. Like, so maybe if he wants to, he can interfere and say, like, yeah, let this guy compete. But he's like, nah, it's all in the IFBB Jim Mannion. I'm out of it. So, and
Yeah,
and and as we've seen, yeah,
maybe he's just staying out of it now. He used to
yeah.
get involved. Maybe not.
I think the way he gets involved is like raising the prize money and being a little bit like,
Right.
you guys, you think you got me, no, you don't. You
You think
know,
they'll raise it again?
I talked to him and said like, what are you gonna do now? Raise it up to 1 million? And he wasn't really saying anything, but he was like, it was kind of like he could raise it again. He wasn't saying no, I'm not gonna do it. So he was a little bit like, yeah, we'll see. So he didn't say no when I talked to him.
Well, I think the
Yeah,
idea was he's trying to make his show, number one over the Olympia by
exactly.
raising the
Yeah,
prize money. And then the Olympia raised the prize money to 600 last year. So we'll see if
maybe
Arnold raise it
it
up
would be
higher than the
it would be
Olympia money.
hilarious if he did 600,000 and one. It would be just funny. But that would be such a clear like uh poke and provocation. But I could see him like maybe he does 650, maybe he even was like, okay, let's put the hammer down. Let's see if we can beat 1 million. And he like 1 million. Like, sometimes when you're in a betting war, you're not you're like this, little bit, little bit, and then someone's like, fuck it. This is my statement. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know the budget and stuff. Maybe it's in it, maybe it's not.
So I
It's
want
gonna
to
be
pull up
interesting. I would hope they
someone that
raise the other ones, the other divisions price money.
have you seen Sean Clarita recently?
No, let's look at him.
He
It's
is
with a
looking
U. It's with a U, not with a W. Sean with U. SHAU. Yeah. SH. It still comes up. Yeah.
he is looking insane. Let me
He
see.
has to look insane because he's so short.
I mean, but right now he looks like. Let me see if this is the one. Yes. Check this out.
Damn, he's like bubble. That's round as hell.
He is so full
Yeah, it's like
and hard.
it looks like there's no more room for anything. Like he's gonna explode. The skin is like the muscles are Like,
Big difference. Big
yeah,
difference since he switched to
Stefan Kingsley, yeah.
what is his name? Stefan.
Yeah, Stefan Kingsley, boss of
Yeah,
Outlaw.
he came in really good at much better at that Prague show than he did for the Olympia, but here he's even way freakier.
Yeah, this is nuts. He could. It looks like he could show up on stage like that.
Yeah, I think he will.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have
I
to do
can see
anything.
him moving. Yeah, he's
He can.
already
He can
peeled, and
just. He can just stay at whatever he does. He just keeps going. No changes. I wouldn't change a thing. Nothing. Unless his legs are
wait.
watery as hell and we can't see it. I would probably change
No,
something.
I doubt that.
Yeah.
See if there's any
I like that best
pictures of his
anyway.
leg.
Like if you look great 1 week out, just smoothly coming in, just train a little less hard
Yeah.
to stay full and like get the stress down a bit and just run in smoothly. It's always the best, especially when you're someone like him who probably doesn't need to eat that much anyways. This looks like he's training in Texas at
Yeah, probably because
Ronnie
of his
Coleman's gym.
size, huh?
Is that Ronnie Coleman's gym?
What's that?
Uh, the what's it called? The
I know
Metroplex
that's
Army?
his gym.
Okay, it looks like Metroplex.
Mm, No, he built his own gym. And my
Nice.
a friend of mine actually helped equip his gym with all that old school equipment. Yeah, he's got a
Ah,
really
yeah.
good gym.
It looks really cool. That
Yeah, he
press
has
is
some
that's a cool
he
press,
has some
but
of the
he's too short for it.
crazy equipment.
He can just use the lower one, and it's almost still too high.
Yeah.
See the standing chest press? I mean, he could
Oh
just step
yeah.
on something if he wants. He just steps on a plate.
Let's see.
I wonder
This
why he's with Mutant. I like the branding of Mutant, but I don't really like the products. They're like they're like a little behind in science, I feel. But okay.
well, Sean tried to get me to go represent Mutant also, and I didn't do it because I just didn't really like the formulations, to be honest.
Yeah, right. They're
But
a little behind. A little
yeah,
bit like you guys, we not doing this BCAA thing anymore, and it's they're not horrible, but they're not. There's nothing like you want to have someone who's like really good. I feel, but yeah,
so anyways, based on that update, I think Clarita moves up. I can see him
yeah,
beating a lot more people.
yeah. Especially
Um,
the ones that don't come in. If an Andrew Jack, if he comes in like an 85%, the Clarita like that might beat him.
yep.
So he could be up to like fourth maybe or something.
Remember he placed did he place right behind Rami at that one Olympia I'm not the one Arnold a couple years back?
Probably, yeah. But Rami was so bad, right? Wasn't he like fifth or something?
Yeah. I think Clarita placed right behind Rami at that one.
Or the Arnold probably was Rami was like third because I think that was probably the year where he was fifth at the Olympia and then third at the Arnold or something.
Right.
I think
And
so. And then
Clarita was right
Clarita was
behind him.
fourth, probably. Yeah. Yeah, Clarita looks great. Great job from Stefan so far.
And
Stefan is incredible. How many guys he
I've
peels.
heard that Stefan uses more carbs and lower protein with his guys.
Yes. Yes.
And then they have less digestive problems because he's using more carbs and less protein.
Yeah. He
I
would give probably Clarita probably like 180 grams of protein a day.
Yeah, I think it was like either 1 gram per pound, or no, it was 1.5 grams per pound of body weight he was going with.
Well, that's not that low actually. Then Clarita would be like 270. I think he's doing even lower. I think
Yeah.
Ian Valliere did that for a long time too. Even Ian Valliere, look at how big he was. He barely ate 250. I think that was with Patrick Tour. Always
Mhm.
very and I mean if you eat more carbs, the protein is going to be utilized better anyways in an off-season scenario. I think in a diet you should go up a bit, because it's not going to be utilized as efficiently. But it makes total sense. Like if you really, let's say I mean, the glass is when the glass is full, right? So if you have enough and you pour on top even more, unless your insulin sensitivity is crap, you're better off with carbs because they're going to fuel you. They're going to make you fuller, so you're going to look better. They're going to make you perform better. So overeating on carbs, if you have a great insulin sensitivity, overeating on protein with great insulin sensitivity is very inefficient.
So let's take a look at Andrew Jacked. I'm assuming these are recent.
Yeah, but he's not showing anything. This picture maybe. Oh,
And
there's a
you
few
can see,
pictures. On the small arrow, you can go
yeah,
through again. But he has good shoulder separation, so that should be pretty lean. That looks good. But I guess his arms always look like that kind of.
he looks a little bit tighter right there than he did maybe a few weeks back.
Look at the separation between his arms and his shoulders. Jesus, there's a
Yeah.
real gap. It's a real valley. I love that.
And you could actually see striations in his triceps right there.
Yeah.
But let's see if there's any other pictures that shows more of him. Probably not.
I pray they all come in shape. That would be so great. If finally all of them nail it at the same time, that would be such a fest, such a party.
I don't know if they all nail it, but
No, they probably won't. I'm just saying that would be so awesome to look
yeah,
at. But
I don't know what this is all about with a
oh my
mask.
Instagram, clicks. Stupid.
Yeah, he doesn't really show. He's not showing much.
Oh, can you show him do squats? I want to see how he squats. The
I think
red
it's
one.
just a pictures. I don't think it's a video.
Maybe it is.
Um,
No, it's a video, isn't it? Yeah.
oh yeah, it is a video.
That's not horrible. I would step forward a bit, but it's not horrible. It looks very easy.
He's got good depth.
Yeah. I would not go as fast, but probably everything works for him. At least he's not like chilling on top for 100 years. I hate that when people are always like
Right.
resting on top when they're not even close to being done. Yeah, good. I mean, we can't say much about him right now. I guess it's it's a little bit of speculation here. He doesn't show much.
So he's sponsored by BSN. I didn't know that.
Me neither. I'm like BSN. I'm also I don't know people that buy that still. Maybe it's became more mainstream and it's in GNC and stuff.
Yeah, I
There's so
did.
many good yeah. There's so many good companies with real good formulations, but they don't make it mainstream, and they're actually way better. Like
So
some
you know
companies
who
have
was
real good stuff.
looking impressed was Brandon Curry.
Yeah, he actually you're right. Yeah, I'm like it's gonna be whether his legs are gonna be sweepy enough. That's and obviously his conditioning because he didn't nail that for I don't know 5 years. That one Arnold Classic that he did that was really good, but that was the last time and maybe the only time where he was like really peeled. I think the 2019 Arnold C1, and that was his best look in my view ever. And then afterwards he won the Olympia. But I think that should have been the way he always looks from a conditioning standpoint.
This is just a promotion.
So interesting that they're all with these old school um, companies that have been around for so long, but
Right.
they're not actually as popular anymore in the bodybuilding community. but they sponsor the biggest bodybuilders.
Some of them do. I saw some update picture photos of him recently.
Yeah, go all the way up. Isn't there something?
All the way up.
Oh, there was nothing. Okay. I
No,
thought, yeah, I saw something too, like a posing, but unfortunately, oh no, he pulled down his pants, I think. That was pretty good. He used to post
let's
like
see.
real good updates, but doesn't do that. Nah, this one there on the right.
It's right here.
Yeah. Oh, his posing comes in the end, I guess. First, it's going to show us some exercise, whatever that's. Oh, that's going to be a chest press, shoulder press.
That's
Really high
standing
chest
chest
press?
press.
No, that's very high.
No, it's a standing chest press.
Yeah, but he grabs very high though. Even see, it's like very, very guillotine-ish. Oh, that's like
Yeah.
micro reps. Range of motion 20, like 5 inches. But that's going to get a lot of comments. There you go. Oh, just one picture. Oh, I thought it was a posing update.
That's it.
Come on. But that
Maybe
picture
there's
alone,
another one. Hold
it
on.
looks pretty good. He looks pretty good.
Yeah, that
So
picture right there. He's let's back to that thing.
yeah.
But he was looking pretty full and conditioned. Let's see. Not sure. Now this looks like it's old right here.
Yeah.
What was this? Oh, throwback.
Olympia peak week. But he doesn't say which one. I mean, he has very nice muscle bellies and everything, fullness, roundness. The thing we're all looking for is for him to finally get a quad sweep and get in like 100% shape. And then like I would say like third place is good chance, but he has to bring it. So, and if you're a betting man,
He always lacks in separation in his quads.
yeah,
They're not small. He doesn't have separation in his quads.
maybe he's just too afraid to come like that much in shape. So he carves up too much, and I don't know. Then his quads get full, but not the separation. Yeah, well, I
Or he
guess
just
we won't see much anymore.
did you,
Yeah, I mean, Brandon is it's like he could be anything. He could be like sixth or third, something around that, depending on because he benefits still from his name, even if he doesn't come in shape. He will probably not get pushed all the way back. I thought I saw William had a really good update there on the right. I think is that the one where he looked really good. He looked bigger than he used to, like almost back to where he was, you know. Because last year when he competed, even though he won a show, he wasn't as big
yeah.
and round as he used to be. But that
No,
the
he was
quad
much
sweep from the
smaller.
side looks great. Yeah, the quad sweeps were like he looks better. He looks definitely improved. So damn. I mean, if he look at that, damn. Oh, he's gonna be good. Damn, he's gonna be good. He already looks almost done. Oh man,
Flip
that's
this side.
74 weeks ago. That's 74 weeks ago, and I'm saying he looks better. I'm so bad. Maybe
When
that's
is
because
this?
it was after that's like over a year ago.
Oh,
That was a pinned one. Get out there. I thought it was recent, but the conditioning is great there. Maybe there's something recent. Now the first two not. They are
yeah.
there. This one. Yeah. That's why I
That looks
mix it up.
pretty damn. That looks
Yeah.
pretty damn good right there.
Yeah, I mix it up. I saw it before. That's why I mix it up. I saw this one before. No, that's just a shot. I
Is
saw
it just
another
that one
posing
pose?
video. Yeah. I saw another like something in the gym just like that. Maybe go down. He definitely has one. There's one picture, one front double. You could go on the front double there in the middle. Might just be one picture, but he looks good. He looks good. Looks
He
pretty
looked
tight.
fuller than he's been looking in
Yeah,
recent competitions.
and that's February 3rd. There we have a video in the middle. Maybe we'll show more there. Let's see. That's January 29th. So this is like 4 weeks out. Yeah, when he's flexing the glute, you can see a little bit already. He doesn't show much, but it looks like he's very full. He got his size back.
Yeah, he
I
was
think
a
he's
little
always
downsized
dangerous.
last time he competed, but he
Exactly, yeah.
looks like he might have got some of that back.
Yeah. He's also with Stefan,
So
also with Bus Up Outlaw.
yeah, I Stefan, it seems like all his guys look better right now.
Yep.
Who else is with Stefan right now? Somebody else competing in the Arnold with Stefan besides you've got
So I think Hollingshead was with Stefan.
Hollingshead.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
let's take a look.
I feel like
No,
they
Hollingshead is with
separated.
him.
Still? Okay. Because I felt they
No.
separated.
He is with him right
Okay.
now.
Yeah, let's check out Hollingshead because he's not been talked about much, and I think he's a interesting candidate. I mean, we still have what's his name, Carlos Thomas Jr., but he's not revealing more, so we'll see if he gets in shape. We talked about him a lot.
I actually saw a recent update. We'll take a look at him
Oh yeah,
next.
okay. So Hollingshead is definitely with ESN. We can see that.
He's with Stefan. I just heard this recently.
Yeah, he should be. He's with the same sponsor too, so that makes sense.
Okay, I saw somewhere there was a like update pictures of him.
Maybe Stefan posted it. Maybe you have to look for Boss Up Outlaw. That could be.
Yeah, because this is just showing training videos.
Yeah, the guy trains like a maniac.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
maybe just
traditionally his thing is either he's too full or it's too flat.
yeah.
He just doesn't usually nail it, but maybe with Stefan
Uh,
he'll nail it.
there's posing with Stefan on the
Yeah.
left, but that's a little while ago. Yeah, but it looks like he has the same problems he used to have. That his lats are not wide enough. Look, it looks pretty narrow.
Yeah, I don't see the recent updates. How long ago is this?
Let's check out Carlos Thomas Jr. then.
All right.
Carlos.
There's Carlos Sr.
There's Junior. Okay.
I remember seeing this. This is before a deep tissue and after a deep tissue. Pretty impressive. Yeah,
Yeah.
When you get a deep tissue, it brings a lot of blood into the area, and it brings out more
Yeah,
separation.
but if you look at it, the left picture is a little bit overlighted, so it's a
Yeah.
little bit brighter, so it washes out the definition too. So
Uh-huh.
they were like there's a little tricks here and there. He
Right.
wants to promote his guy that did it, I guess, but yeah.
Let's see.
Let's see if we can see something.
I thought I saw a picture of a back shot recently.
I just saw one lat spread a few weeks ago though. Carlos está absurdo. Promete sorprender.
Let's see.
Yeah, that looks crazy. That just looks gnarly. Look at the arms; they're exploding.
Yeah.
That's not from this planet. Imagine you had like really wide lats now. Whoa.
Let's see if there's something recent. I saw
I'm just
something recent somewhere.
I'm just a little afraid he can't. He's not going to get in shape enough. But
I
if he
saw
does,
one
oh.
thing of his back in
Yeah, a little
comparisons.
further. That was sorry, excuse me. That was on Patrick Tour's Instagram, I think.
Let's
And
see.
I think Patrick has more competitors, so maybe it's going to be interesting. There he is, fourth P Tour.
This one?
No,
Here it
that's
is.
Mahomes. Yep. Now that first competitor, she has really good chest development. Um, so we have Logan Franklin there doing classic. Uh, uh, um, he's gonna be there. Just keep going. Just keep going. Ah, that's his back. See the last spread, top right.
Right here, right?
Yeah, top right, top right.
Oh,
Yep, that's Carlos.
so it's like, when is this dated?
January 25th.
So this is pretty recent.
Yeah, it looks pretty thick, huh? But maybe that's a weird shadow there in the middle, but it looks like it's very deep and thick. It's just like
Yeah.
always a different thing when you see the back double, but
Yeah, I
at
saw a
least
back
the
double.
yeah. Oh,
He had a
really? You
back.
did?
There
Wow.
was a
I've
back
never.
double posted somewhere.
I have not seen any back double of his.
I just saw it, and it was a comparison like from before and now.
I can Google it. Maybe it's gonna show back
Yeah,
double.
there was a comparison of his back double before and now, and it looked like it came up.
There's a post on X, but I have to check if it's. Oh no, I think it's outdated. No, it's already been deleted. I mean, here's a back shot, but that's super old.
No, there's just something just recently he's showing his back, and that's
Yeah.
for him. The back is the make or break it because that's the
Oh,
thing that's
absolutely.
missing.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be have to be surprised then, I guess. But he's a total wild card. He could be anywhere. He could totally kill it. He could totally disappoint.
Some of the recent updates I saw, though, he looked pretty damn impressive.
He definitely does, but is he going to be in shape,
Yeah.
He's definitely going to be like, has a wild silhouette. Everyone would be like, Jesus, that for sure.
So who else do we got? We got Patrick Moore.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not really worth talking about, is it? I don't think
Probably
he's
not.
going to do anything. Justin Rodriguez, probably also not. Husamuddin El Sawi is the guy who won last year, the amateurs. Probably also not interesting. Maybe we skipped someone. Let me see. Akeem Williams. We can check out Akeem Williams, I would say. Akeem Williams looks pretty damn good. I mean, the only shot that's actually not good is the back double, but everything else is so crazy. He's also one who can beat a lot of people because I believe he's going to be really shredded because he already looks really shredded right now. So I think he can definitely do some damage.
He has some
Yeah,
crazy
look,
biceps.
they're on the right. I think that's pretty um, recent. It says February 1st. That looks gnarly. I like that he
Yeah,
flexes his abs. It looks better actually.
his waist is small and his arms are just crazy looking.
You
He has the craziest looking peaks on his biceps with the splits and the separation in there. Like you could
So,
just see like the
quality.
different heads of the bicep all popping out.
This guy is just like enormous.
Yeah. And he's crazy strong. He like deadlifts a huge amount of weight, but his back also, he's got that thing going on where his lats are retracted
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. There's a good before and after was there. Of his back double, how it changed.
Where you look at it.
I'm just gonna Google if I find it, but I just saw a comparison throughout the years, and you could really tell like it was pretty good back. I think this one
What
isn't.
is this
No, this is
right here? This looks his back looks pretty damn thick right there. His lats.
yeah, exactly. That shot is great. It's just his. Oh, this one is. Yeah, you can't really tell on this one. I found one comparison that's actually not bad. Wait, I'll show you that one. I don't think I can make it bigger because I can't get on Instagram. Oh no, I can. Okay, I'll show you. Share screen. It's a little blurry, but you can tell that his lats moved up a little bit.
Yeah,
See,
you
this
see
is
that?
all, this area here is like completely free, and here it was more filled out, and it kind of moved up, and here's like even like this dent. It's crazy because when he does the lat spread, as he opens it up, you can't tell at all.
That's the
Maybe that's
same
from
thing that
all
happened to
the
Ramy though.
yeah,
And
maybe
I
that's from
think
all
that's
the
some
heavy
kind of
lifting.
I think it's
Nerve
nerve
damage.
damage.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
probably
think
so.
there's some kind of nerve damage in his back.
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe overtraining and then you tear maybe fibers and they move up or so.
Yeah, but if you tore a muscle, it would be like one side different than the other side. This is like it's symmetrically retracted.
Yeah.
It's not
But
like
then
it's a torn muscle.
the nerve damage must also appear symmetrically. It's kind of
Well,
wild.
yeah, because if it's in your spine, it could go to both sides.
And no, so I have it too, a little bit, but just on the left side.
Oh, okay.
My left lat is a little up. It doesn't look nearly as bad. My back is still one of my strengths. I would say my strongest point. But you can tell if you look like really close, you'd be like, oh yeah, you can tell. And I can't tell you why. I try to train it less actually. If I skip anything, I'll try to skip back and have enough rest and not overdo it. Also because like every other muscle would need more attention anyways. I can't tell because I don't know. I don't feel I ever trained like too heavy. Like when I train heavy, I can really still control the weight. It's
You know what?
always
It's
like,
not even about
uh,
that. I have a nerve thing going on in my SI joint on my right side, and my quad sweep on my left is like way bigger
mhm,
than my right. And I did it deadlifting, and I was at TI. This is years ago, and this is what I was doing the thing for Raw Deal, and they made you wear steel toe boots to go on the weight pile,
mhm,
and deadlifting with a heel is like a really bad idea. But they that was the rule. You had to wear steel toe boots to be on the weight pile. So I'm deadlifting with this heel, and I remember I felt it like when it happened, and
mhm.
immediately there was numbness in my uh, vastus lateralis on the right side, and the numbness went away, but it's still smaller. And
Interesting.
yeah, so what happens with my lower back, the injury is on the SI joint where the nerve's being compressed, and so my left side will tighten up like a baseball in there to compensate for the right side. So like before I train, I have to like lay on a mat with a massage gun and dig out that knot. Otherwise it just gets like this.
Yes. See, I have nothing like that. My back feels great. My muscle connection is great. Like I like that makes no sense, but it just moved up a bit, and I can't tell you why. I could imagine it actually has to do with my shoulder. And maybe there's something that my shoulder's not really aligned and it pulled a bit or so for too long, and then all the weight and the pressure and pulling, and then it pulled it kind of up. I could imagine that
There's
maybe.
a guy down near you. He actually trains out of Psycho Lewis's gym
Hmm.
that does deep tissue. He's a bodybuilder. And it's like gnarly. It's from another level. I've had crazy deep tissues. This is another level.
Hmm.
I'll have to look up his name. I'll give him to you. He's what is it? Iranian, I think. And real cool guy. But the deep tissue that he does it's not like any deep tissue you've ever had from anybody else.
Hmm.
He goes right to the spot of the injury and he just digs on it. And I swear
Hmm.
I've never felt pain like that on a deep tissue. It literally feels like you're getting eaten by a lion in
I
that
would have to
spot.
probably prepare for it with 2 rest days.
Okay, so I took before it, I took a muscle relaxer and a Norco, and it
Hmm.
still was like I I usually can, no matter how hard somebody goes, I can almost sleep through a deep tissue with a
Well,
muscle
no, I can't.
relaxer and a Narco. This this guy is so gnarly. I swear I almost wanted to jump off the table. And after he does it, it's that area is sore for like a week,
Oh God.
but it fixes stuff. Like he literally fixes stuff. I've never seen anybody do it like what he does. And he gets in there with tools too. He has like a metal tool that he digs into you with, and it's hella painful. But he knows what to do, and
Interesting.
he's you might go see him and have that him work on that area because he'll
Yeah.
find the area and he'll go to work on it.
Have you
And
heard of
like he
Jimmy
does,
Bluff?
what's that?
Have you heard of Jimmy Bluff?
No.
Yeah, a lot of people go to him, and he's the opposite. He does it very smooth and soft, but when people are like get out, they're like everything's freed up, and he has before and afters where he really makes like total different pictures, like where people are crooked, and afterwards they're straight, everything's aligned. So, but he's like crazy expensive. But yeah, maybe I'll try that.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'll
I'll
send you
try
his
your guy.
information.
Yeah, let me know what his information is.
So let's talk
Yeah.
about Sam Sulak. Well, first of all, before we get there, let's so our predictions right now, what do you think? I've got right now, I think it's a toss up between um, Lunsford and um, I just blanked
Samson.
out. Samson.
Samson Dowd.
Yeah, I almost think it's going to be if they both come in their best condition. It's almost like who the judges like. You know,
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
it's like
I
what
agree.
what 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 do you prefer? You know, because Derek will probably be a little bit harder, although Samson's looking pretty hard right now. But they both have pretty good aesthetics. It's almost like, what do you prefer, like the tall black guy or the shorter white guy?
Yeah,
Because
I
they both
agree.
have pretty good structure and aesthetics. And size wise, I guess Samson's bigger because he's taller, but I don't think he's like just bigger proportionally muscle wise.
Yeah, I would agree. Just the chest, that's definitely bigger. But everything
Yeah.
else, and Derek's back is still the back shot is still like unmatched
Yeah.
by far.
Yeah. He's going to kill
So
him in the
yeah,
back.
it's going to be interesting because especially when Derek holds his own on the other poses, and if Derek figures out how to do the ab and thigh better, because Samson is really bad at that pose. Um, he always does it sideways then, but it's not that great. So if Derek finally like finds a way to flex his abs so they don't look weird, that could give him a few points. Um, yeah, I mean it's yeah, like you said, I agree. I agree. And afterwards, I would say there could be a Bonnick, there could be a Brandon Curry, there could be who did we talk about? Akeem
Andrew.
Williams even. Andrew
I don't
Japs is
see.
up
I don't see.
favorite
I
for
don't
third.
see. I don't see
Yeah,
Akeem getting third.
no, probably not. But
Just
I don't
structurally.
know. Yeah, he still could. I think he could actually. I think he could. But
You
yeah,
think you think he could beat Andrew?
I think he could because Andrew. I, I mean, if Andrew's in shape, no way. But Andrew so many times he didn't come in shape, so I don't know. It's always tough in bodybuilding. I don't know if everyone's at 100%, then definitely Andrew's going to be third, right? So
Right.
100%. But we have to look at previous shows and be like, what are the chances? And the chances that Akeem is going to be dry as hell is pretty high, I would say. And the chances that Andrew is just going to come in at an 85% is also pretty high. I mean, he looks good on these pictures where you can only see his arms, but
Right.
who can say? Who can say? But I think, yeah, basically third place is it can't be Sean Clarita, like we said. Sean could get third. It's very open. It's going to be super interesting. I could see Sean
Actually,
being third. And no one complains.
the way
Yeah,
Sean's looking right now, I see him beating a lot of people. I
yeah.
could
If they
see him.
judge it like from like who has the least weaknesses, Sean is pretty good because he has none, and he's going to come in full. Like if they're not being like, okay, the size is just not enough, but if they disregard that to a degree or not weigh it like like a knockout thing, then he has good chances of getting third because he's
You
very
know,
complete.
the thing is with him, even though the size is not on his frame, the size is there, and with that crazy fullness he's carrying right now, with the conditioning, he's got a lot of
Yeah,
size. He's
absolutely.
he's he's got a lot of size.
He's just
So
ultra short. He's just really short.
yeah,
But I agree. Like no weakness, then this blasting fullness. Like if he gets on stage, what we think he will, then he can't do any better. It's like, okay, you're maxed out, bro. What's he gonna do better? So I mean, Sean Clarita, the way he's looking right now, can be proud of himself because like until now, I don't think he could have done any better. So if he can deliver that, I wish him to get third because he definitely did all he can. And other
right.
people, I maybe not, but I might not, I don't know, but he definitely would deserve it from a maxing out his potential standpoint, 100%. Yeah, and then I mean the other guys, you know, it could be anything. Could be anything. I don't see Patrick Moore doing well. I don't see El Hadami or what's his name was. I'm sorry. Uh, like let me say his name correctly. I'll check it out. One second. Because Elisawi doing well. Justin Rodriguez and Hollingshead would have to come in more peeled than ever
Ever.
before. And Carlos Thomas Jr. is our wild card, I would say. Anything could happen with him. The last two, maybe third or fourth, could happen. I think you just never
I
saw
think
him really.
I actually think that you could have Brandon Curry taking third or fourth.
Can
And
also, yeah.
Bonac, if he comes in full, he's right there too.
Yeah, Bonac has, if he comes in full, and as we know him, he also has no real weakness. You could say that he's short and he's not as wide. His lats are not that flaring. That's his only weakness. His muscle quality has always been second to none almost. He looks very clean, nothing is blurry. Everything looks like quality muscle. I like that a lot. I don't know how much the judges still like that, but for me, it has always been my favorite look. And that Clarita doesn't have it that much. He's super full and round, but he doesn't have this quality. Like we talked about Akeem Williams' arms.
Yeah.
Like this kind of qualities is what I love about bodybuilding. I'm not a judge, but I think I always want to reward that personally. So we'll see. Lately, the judges been going a lot for silhouette. So not even that much for quality, just for shape, and then mass. And the quality was not as important, I would say. But we'll see what's going to happen. I think, yeah,
I'm with you on that. I think I'm a fan of like being ultra conditioned and having freaky body parts like that.
yeah,
But Sean does have. I mean, he's hard as a rock when he competes.
yeah.
So I mean, yeah, he's pretty
He
damn.
just doesn't have this. He just doesn't have this look, this chiseled out arms. They're going to be his body fat is going to be just as low, but it just looks a little different.
Yeah.
Not everyone's the same. I think we can wrap it up like that. I think we
Let's do real
said
quickly.
everything we
Let's
should say.
touch on
Yeah,
Sam Sulak because everybody has
yeah,
been
yeah, yeah.
talking about
Let me.
him.
I can pull it up if you want. I have it here.
Okay, go ahead.
I already went ahead in the background, so we can go and see how he performed here. I mean, his back looks awesome. The striations. He could have a little more size in his back, a little more thickness. Like compared to his other body parts. But I think this is his first show ever. If I remember my first show, Jesus Christ, that wasn't even close to this good. He could twist a little more on that one. That was the only thing I found that everyone said he nailed this pose. And I'm like, no, he didn't. Because if you look at this pose from Chris Bumstead or so, he twists his torso way more.
Right.
So you can see more of his back. And the back should also not be rounded. Still not bad, but I don't think that this is the best pose for him as favorite classic. I don't know. I would try other poses. Something that shows his biceps. His biceps is great. Maybe some front double variation or so, will aesthetically standing, something like that. Um, what I also really like. Oh damn, we have a little commercial break. What I also really liked is his front double when he flexed his abs. Actually, you might see that his side chest looks also really good. Um, and he just always forgot to flex his legs from the front. Unfortunately, let's see some more front shots. That was one of the marks on him. But overall, I think he did amazing, and he was really shredded. Um, he just yeah, see he just didn't flex his legs. There, he
Yeah.
only also only flexes this one and not completely. And the last criticism I have, he has to get different trunks. Those trunks are too big. They cover too
Yeah.
much of his glutes. The other classic guys don't have trunks like that that cover so much of their glutes. See,
Right.
way more open, and here all closed up. Um, Other than that, I think, yeah, he did great. I mean, he also, you don't have to forget, he had to get to under 217
What
pounds, and
to
he
make weight for
was,
classic?
yeah, so he couldn't eat till he made weight for the whole day. and then he had to carb up. So that's not easy. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on Sam?
Well, I'll tell you, prior to this, I I I always kind of wondered, like, why he's so popular. I seen his videos, and it's like, okay, he's training, but I really didn't see why he was so popular. I mean, in my mind, I'm like, the guy didn't compete. Like, why is he? I know people like him, but he got my respect in this. He definitely got my respect, because he actually got in shape and went. And my understanding is he did his own prep.
Yeah,
So considering he did his own prep and he got in shape for his first show, and he got really good conditioning, um, I mean, he walked the walk, not just talking. A lot
yeah,
of these influencer people, they talk a lot, but they don't actually do anything. He actually followed through and got in shape, got on stage, and won his first show. So, um, and I know some people are trying to compare him to, a Chris Bumstead, but come on, this is his first show ever,
yeah.
in the first time ever competing. To come in that kind of condition for your first show ever competing, that's pretty damn good.
It's
Now, I
amazing.
know they say he coached himself, um, but I guarantee you he had a lot of help,
Oh yeah.
because
I
yeah,
I know.
he's
I talked with Urs, because I
yeah,
I used to coach Urs, so we text a bunch, and he said they've been texting almost every day, so he probably got also good input from Urs. But
right,
I also think he's so liked because, dude, the guy is really down to earth. 100%. It's crazy. I've met him in real life a bit. He's just mega chill. He does his thing. He doesn't care about any sponsorships or collaborations. Like, this show is the first time someone else held the camera. He only does on his tripod. He just does his thing. He doesn't care at all. He wears the
right.
same clothes. He drives the same car. He's super smart about it. Whatever money he makes goes into his pocket, and he's not like, I wouldn't see what he's spending it on. He's probably just saving up and just buying a cool house or something instead of all these. Dude, if I'd be 22 and just turned 23, I'd be flying high and thinking I'm the greatest shit on the planet. I really am so impressed with this kid because, like, remember when you were 23, you were a freaking idiot, right? We were idiots. Like, us at 23, Jesus Christ. And then
Yeah.
I don't know about you that much. You might have been a little more grown up in prison, but I was like, I wasn't stupid, but it would have been hard for me to stay that much down to earth. I would have tried and I would have told myself to, but I probably would have gotten some cool shit here and there. And I would have probably thought I'm a pretty cool guy and everything. He seems to be like just a stoic, just like he probably is like a stoic. He probably reads some Epictetus or something.
Honestly, when I was a teenager, um, competing, and I was selling a lot of gear even back then,
Mm,
and was making really good money. But I was not buying fancy cars. I drove a Jeep
yeah.
that had no roof and no doors on it. I was just like all into bodybuilding. That's all I cared about.
Mm.
So I don't know. That's
Yeah,
just
I'm
me.
the same way about money, but so I'm not like, if the more money I make, the more I want to save because it gets more. So I like the numbers going up.
Right.
So so
Which
I'm
is
probably
smart.
the opposite than most people, but um it's when you're famous on top, that's a different thing. Some people, they don't even have to make that much money. But if you're famous and you're being told from everyone how great you are and you get this much recognition, I think that does way different things to you mentally than money. So I don't know. I can't tell because I've never been that famous, but it's definitely very. I'm very impressed with him that he seems to be so grown up and mature at that young age.
Yeah,
And
he's got a good head on his shoulders.
I think it really, like, for once, the right guy is getting the eyeballs and being in the limelight and being like praised and loved. Because there's people like, I don't know them personally, but I think their message is horrible and their training is horrible, like the Trend Twins or so. But they
Right.
get like eyeballs from here to there, or this Togi guy or Toji who's almost
Hmm.
killing himself and gambling, and he gets like hundred thousands of clicks, and that's the worst people that should be celebrated. So like, go all over these guys, all leave those guys and just watch Sam Sulak. It's way better for you. He doesn't give you stupid gear advice either. Um, I
Well,
like him.
not only
I like
that,
him.
but Sam it, went to college. He got his degree. He's not a stupid guy.
Yeah,
He's not a stupid guy. He's a smart guy. He went to college. He got his degree. He's got his shit together. Like I said, he's got a good head on, and
yeah.
he just proved that he's the real deal. Whether he's going to be a I think as far as him turning pro next week, um, it just depends on who shows up. You know, I've seen those shows where it could be really weak or it could be really good. So
Exactly. Yeah.
you never know.
Well, I have a friend that's going to show up from Germany, and he will be in the same class. And I'm like, I think they're going to be compared. Um, Let me see if I see some. Oh, this one's good, and he should be better than here. Um, but I'll show you this. There's an ad coming for me because on Chrome I don't have my Google. Uh, let's see. Oh man, that's the wrong one. It looked like it was a posing video, but it wasn't. I'll send you his name and look up his Instagram. William Niviara is his
Miliar,
name. William Niviara. I sent it in the private chat. He's a German guy.
spell it.
Uh, just put in William first and then Niew. It will show. There's not going to be more than him.
Did I spell it wrong?
I don't see it. You haven't shared the screen yet.
Oh,
Yep.
let's see.
Yeah, Niviara with an N. So William Niew.
Oh, N.
Yeah, instead of the M, it's an N. That should do it. Yes,
This
first
guy right
guy.
here.
Yes, first guy. Yeah,
So
go
he's
down.
competing at
He's going to compete against. Go
Sam.
further down because those three are pinned. Yeah. So this top left, yeah, this left one, you could go to the side chest. He's always ultra peeled and he's really good at posing. His only weakness could be his legs, but he's going to be
How
very,
tall is
very
he?
shredded. He's same height, I think 5'11", same height, and his back is I think a little thicker than Sam's. He's also maxing out his the weight division, so the weight class, weight limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. He's definitely going for the win. He was second like three times last year or so. Um, and now he had more time. He had some leg injury, so he had more time to bring up his legs. Um, yeah, the guy on the left is
Yeah.
also really good, but he's on the right here. Yeah,
Yeah. I think Sam will have a hard time with that.
yeah,
Like I said, it just depends who shows up. But yeah, this guy, he has another level of conditioning.
yeah. He's
Like
gonna
you
be
said, he's
peeled out of your mind, yeah, or
oh
out of
yeah,
his mind.
you already can see how peeled he is.
Yeah, here on the top right, that was his from his last show where he was. I think he won his class and then he gets second at the overall and stuff. But you can tell like on this picture already that
Yeah,
Yeah,
peeled and
he's
thick.
peeled. Yeah. So that's gonna be a cool battle. It's gonna be great for him too for his social media to have
Right.
one-on-one against Sam. So yeah, I wish I'd be there to see that, but yeah, we'll watch it online. But I'll have him on my other channel this week, and we're probably gonna do a little podcast, but it's gonna be in German. So yeah,
So
yeah. But I think I think overall, I think you never know how it's gonna turn out. But overall, Sam Sulak has a physique that can definitely turn pro if he keeps going, if he keeps competing this year. Because I wouldn't wait because he's so close to the weight limit. Like, what's he gonna
right,
do an off season for? It makes no sense. Like, he can do like a little health phase. I don't know what he took and everything and how good his health markers are, but I would keep competing this year. Maybe after the Arnold's wait for whatever's next, like Universe or something, and do that. If he doesn't win, and then yeah, keep going this season and get. At one point, he will get it, especially at North Americans or so, where you could be
right,
second in your class. He's definitely good enough for that. And then he flexes his legs, and it's a done deal.
right. A
So
lot of people were saying that they thought maybe he should go to open.
I don't think, yeah, I think that's so stupid with this. He doesn't look classic. I'm like, what doesn't look classic on it? Then they say he doesn't have a tiny waist. Like, give me a break. If he pulls a vacuum, like, where's like this waist not tiny? I mean, yes, it's not Brian Buchanan, but who's Brian Buchanan? Or look at the top 10 in the Olympia. There's in the top 10 of the Olympia, there's people that look less classic. Look at this guy. What's his name? He got six. Josema.
Right.
He doesn't have a tiny waist, but he poses well. He pulls himself a little sideways, and he has great development and great musculature. But he gets six at the Olympia.
Yeah.
So for Sam to be to people to say that he's not classic, I think that's laughable. Like, yeah, because you don't look like the best classic athlete in the world makes you not classic. Yeah, then no one can
No,
step on stage.
I think he fits in the classic.
I think he fits great. Look at that. Why is that not classic? You tell me. I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, and does he have too much chest for classic?
No,
What's the problem?
I think he fits in there. They were
I
just
think he
saying
fits perfect.
he dropped so much body weight and size, but
Yeah,
I think
but he
he
can. If he turns pro, he has 10 more pounds.
yeah.
Let me see where he pulls it back and let's see back here. Show me a back. Ah, get the break. Hey, we should get some money here for the ads in between. Uh,
Yeah.
there. There you go. I mean,
Yeah, he
for me,
definitely
that
looked
looks.
classic right there.
I don't see a problem. Now you flex your legs next time, and you're good to go. He can also
Yeah.
twist more if he wanted. He doesn't even twist. He does it like straight on. If he twists more, a little sideways,
Yeah.
twist to the front, the waist looks like it's not even existing. But I mean, I don't see any. And he has great, like we said, like, and I think that's really important in classic. The muscle quality we talked about, which in open might not be that important, but in classic you need the striations, you need
Right.
the all the separations in your arms, you need all that. So, and I think he has all that. I see it in the shoulders, in the triceps, in the biceps, in the legs if he flexes them right, because saw one day out, they look great. Um, a little more hamstring, sure, but he has all the separations. The Christmas tree is there, so uh, I can't argue. Like, you tell me in the comments why he's not classic. I'd like to hear that, but I don't know.
Oh, they were just saying because he dropped so much body weight that he could still
Yeah,
be bigger. But yeah,
yeah,
I think for right now, classic works for him.
yeah, I agree. And then when he wins, he has 10 more pounds. And for open, that's a lifetime uh, goal, but that because
Right.
that's going to take another 5 years. He can also turn classic pro, and if he starts getting too heavy and he out like has too much muscle, then he takes 2 years off, and he does what he loves anyways. So he could
Right.
go that route too. The world's open for him. He could do whatever. He doesn't even have to compete. He just does it because he loves it. Yeah.
Which is why I said I'm more impressed with him now than I ever was before.
Yeah.
All
He's a
right,
great
let's
kid.
wrap it up.
Yeah.
We're at
Yeah.
over 2 hours right now. Anything you want to promote, your channel and so forth?
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I just came out with a new book on peptides, the Peptide Encyclopedia. I wrote the book, The Anabolic Handbook: Science of Steroids. If you Google my name, Leo Mayerhofer, Signs of Steroids, it'll pop up, or you just go to my channels, Overcome Podcast or Austrian Powers on Instagram, and just look into my links. Those are my two books that I wrote. I think they're great because there's so much misinformation on gear and peptides out there that you get so confused, and so many bros are going to tell you some weird stuff that's really untrue. So you can get all the good information in there and do everything in a healthier way, in a smarter way, without destroying yourself. Because sometimes, sometimes the right amounts and the right precautions and mitigation tactics can get you to the same level with just the same amount of input, but way more output in terms of health and longevity. And yeah, that's me. Overcome Podcast on YouTube and Austrian Powers Overcome Podcast on Instagram. Thanks for
And the
having
links
me,
will be in the
Larry.
description.
Oh, perfect.
And
That's even easier.
you can reach me at undergroundperformancegym.com. And we have on sale a bunch of different things. We've got Chemex products, HD Muscle. So all that stuff's
It's a
available on
good
the
brand.
website.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, I did a podcast with Larry on his life. It's super interesting. It's like everyone is commenting and saying this should be turned into a movie. So, and we also got some cool illustrations on the podcast. So also check that out on Overcome Podcast on YouTube. I love that podcast. I think it's one of the best, if not the best. And yeah, that's it for today, I guess.
And we will be doing a what is it called when we comment a commentary on the actual live stream during the show,
Oh, cool. Yeah,
and then we'll do a wrap up as well.
that's cool. I'm
So
in.
look
All right.
forward to that.
Yeah. All right,
All
guys. Have a
right.
good one, and comment, like, and subscribe
Yep.
on Larry's channel here, Larry Pollock Uncensored, and do the same with my channel. It's very important that you spread it, you share it, you comment, and you like, because the algorithm wants that stuff, so it gets pushed out. And I think we give you great content, and to deserve a little bit of attention. So thank you for that, and
All right. Thank you
bye
for
bye.
coming on, and we will keep your eyes open. We'll be posting this on Instagram and the like I said, we're going to be doing that Arnold play by play, and we'll also be doing a wrap up for the Arnold as well.
All right, awesome, Larry. Bye bye.